Hello, everyone, and welcome to the big show. This is Investing and Trading Live. I am your host, Josh Lilquist, and we are happy to have you with us today. As always, I have my good friend, the mastermind of this whole operation. He is the stock master, Mr. Al Connickson. Al, how are you doing today?
Feeling pretty good, Josh. How about you?
I'm doing really good. It's always a good time talking about the stock market with you. We have a good time. We should put the outtakes on one of these days.
I don't think so.
Our YouTube viewers probably really like those outtakes. But the sponsor of the show, Online Trading Academy, teaching people just like you for over 25 years how to trade and invest with the financial markets. When we talk about the financial markets, that's all the markets. You have the stock market. Everybody knows that. You have options, futures, Forex. You have cryptocurrency. Great opportunities with all these different assets, and they're not new. They're just a little bit different. And that's some of the things that we're going to talk about here today on Investing and Trading Live is how to use all assets in your repertoire, in your trading and investment strategy.
That was a big word for you
Were
to
you
tackle this
surprised
early
I
in the
actually
morning.
got that out without mispronunciating it?
Do it 5 times in a row.
Let's pass on that. We'll do that in between the break here, but I almost forgot what we were going to talk about here today. But Al, with all these great movements and all these different assets that are showing us great movements, stock, options, futures, and Forex, how do you help people here at Online Trading Academy that are coming to these free classes start to understand what are some of those opportunities and how do you make smart investing decisions moving forward?
Well, the great thing, we're seeing this in this market right now. We saw it last year. Is there's always something that is outperforming, and there's always something that's underperforming. Last year, unfortunately, for a lot of people, they were in a portfolio that, as a whole, was underperforming, and it's typically because of the way they're invested, the way they have been guided by Wall Street to invest.
Mm-hmm.
So, what I like to do is kind of start with this. Why are people in the market? Typically we'll ask that in these classes that you'll be talking about. What are you looking at getting out of the market? Your why is extremely important because that's what keeps you motivated. But let's really get down to the bottom line. The bottom line is no matter what your why is, you're in the market to make money. You want to profit, right?
That's
And
the
if you-
goal.
Yeah, absolutely. And what that means is that price has to move in your favor, has to move in the direction you want it to go in. Profits have to be protected, and that's one of the areas that people really fall down on as far as managing their portfolios, managing their money, is not taking a profit when you have it and watching that profit be taken away from you.
Correct. And also multi-directions, like you said. You
Well,
want it to go in your direction, but that can be up and that can be down as well. There's
yeah.
opportunities in both directions.
It can be sideways. So there's actually
Yeah.
3 different directions, and if you're only participating in one direction, which most people are, you're missing out on almost 2/3 of the opportunity that's out there. But I mentioned price is extremely important. Identifying the right price that gives you the opportunity to take that profit, to identify a profit and take it, but also to make sure that you manage risk. And right now, we're going through an unusual period. We've got high inflation. We've got now a fear of recession. We've got global conflicts. We've got domestic political issues and a Fed that's doing the opposite of what really boosted and propelled this market over the last 13 years. So bottom line, we're just in a different investment environment. And what's worked before didn't work last year and probably isn't going to work going forward.
Yep.
If you're what most people that are listening to the show are in, whether it's in your retirement portfolio or just an investment portfolio, is some kind of a managed account, and maybe it's a mutual fund. And here's the scary thing, Josh. The Wall Street Journal does this thing called the Winner's Circle. They did a survey, and they found out of 1,412 U.S. actively managed stock funds over a 12-month period, only 7 had gains. That's 0.5%, with an average loss of close to 20%.
Yeah, and that's a great point because think about it. We kicked the show off about understanding multiple assets, and you mentioned most people are just in mutual funds, which essentially is just one asset. So how are you helping people that come to these workshops kind of bridge that gap and be able to understand, or I guess get that starting point of understanding all those different markets?
Yeah, well, one of the things I think that's a real advantage for our listeners that we provide is unbiased information, unbiased education. A lot of people out there will have a strategy that's biased and probably depends on the market doing a certain thing, going a certain direction. You know, we understand that there are opportunities no matter what the market is doing, no matter what direction it's going. So we want to point those out to you. What moves the market price for the first of all, what's the most important thing? As I mentioned when I kind of kicked off my segment here, the most important thing is profiting. It's making money. So price has to move in your direction. If you're buying something, price has to go up. So the important thing is finding out why that happened. Doesn't make really not necessarily
Not
why it
necessarily
happened,
why.
but when it happened and
Correct.
who caused it to happen. We don't care why it happened. That's not important. It's just important that it does move. So in the classes that we teach, including this one you'll be talking about, we talk about how the market functions and then what the different assets are that are available to the public. It's not just stocks. It's not just mutual funds. Most of our students, once they have gone through a class and understand what the benefits of some of these other assets are, they will choose something other than stocks or mutual funds to invest in. And there's a number of reasons, a number of benefits, and I think the ironic thing is that people are not introduced to these things
Yep.
by Wall Street. And
Correct.
the real reason is because it's not part of their plan. It's not part of their business plan. It's too much work for them, and what they want to do is get the maximum profit with the least amount of work, which
Yeah.
is putting you in a buy and hold strategy that's one directional.
It's funny that you kind of made a good point there. I think you probably didn't realize you said it. It's not part of their plan.
Oh, no, that's
And
right.
think
Yeah.
about this. You need a plan for you, not for them. And you made a great comment there as well is who causes the market to move. It doesn't matter why it moved. Who caused it does. And it's the institutions that what we want to identify on a price chart to trade with those institutions because the big money, we call it the elephants in the room,
Right.
the Goldman Sachs, the Merrill Lynch's, the big banks and institutions, they actually move the market. So that's what our strategy at Online Trading Academy is designed to do, is actually designed to follow that strategy, follow that institution, that elephant in the room. And we introduce you to these different techniques and concepts in these investing classes that we do local here at our academies. We have several academies all across the country, a matter of fact, all across the world. And we teach these 2-hour classes a few times per week, and it allows most people to have the opportunity to get into these classes. These are about 2-hour classes, and we go through the stock market, options, futures, Forex, different opportunities with up markets and those down markets. So I want to give a text number here, so get your phones ready. If you're driving, you might want to pull over. I'm going to give away some tickets to this investing class local at our academies to see what the opportunities are, and hopefully moving forward, making smarter investing decisions. Text the word investing to the number 210 for 2 seats. Text the word investing right now to the number 210 for 2 seats and a financial quick start kit to help you get started right away. Now, coming up next, we're going to do a market update. We didn't get a chance to do that. We're going to talk about all those multiple assets that you probably already know. This is Josh and Al, Investing and Trading Live. We'll be right back.